All right.
So the
Take it
title
away.
of the game I'm going to be reviewing is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I'm going to be doing a fair review here in that I'm not going to be doing a launch review or like, because we've all fucking played this game by now. Everyone's played Smash and all that, so I'm going to be going over every aspect of this, including the online and the DLC and all the added concepts and just how the game is as a whole. So, not just like the conception and the idea of the game, like, you know what I mean? So let's rate the whole thing pretty much, since it's been out for a few years, and like really see how it's adjusted to being the new Smash Bros. You know, that seems kind of like a fair time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it is for the Switch. What is it? Where is it? Where is it available? How much is it? How much is it right off the bat? I mean, I think it's still a $60 game because Smash Bros. Never goes down in price. Like even Smash Bros.
Nintendo games
Brawl
in
is like,
general. Yeah.
yeah, Smash Brawl is like $100 game. Like it just goes up a lot of the time, I've noticed. So never sell your hard copies of any of that shit. Oh, it looks like it was released on December 7th, 2018. So it really hasn't been out for too long. It's really been cementing itself as the new Smash Bros. In the competitive field, there's always Melee and the online Melee servers, of course. But Ultimate has a lot of tournaments and online activity going on from Nintendo and from like side tournaments and like all that shit. And they still have GPs and World Championships and stuff like that. So Smash is absolutely in full swing still. It's more popular than ever as far as like online gaming. If you own a Switch and you yearn for the feeling of headshots and shit, you're probably playing Smash instead because it's like that version, you know what I mean? So developed by Bandai Namco Studios, they kind of do like everything, don't they?
It
They
seems
made
like they do
fucking
these
Elden
days.
Ring and they
Yeah,
made Smash
wait a minute.
Bros. Like what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Honestly, the
Have we been
concept
sleeping on Bandai Namco?
have we been sleeping on Bandai Namco? I bet if we look down the roster of like
Oh,
their best
I'm
games,
looking right
I bet
now.
it's like all of our favorite shit. Dude, the fact that Bandai made Elden Ring and Smash is like, bravo, motherfuckers. You guys are
Okay, I'm
absolutely-
gonna give you the blitz
give me
list
the
here.
meat. Give me the meat
Right.
real quick.
So Bandai Namco Studios kind of like got their start, like I mean they've been around forever, but like they've been really hardcore developing
90s, yeah.
since 2013. Like that was their
Okay.
big year, and they started with just like Wii Sports Club, like that
Yeah,
was
the Wii
their
Sports.
first big Nintendo thing. Then we saw Smash Ultimate, or sorry, Smash for 3DS and Wii U first.
We saw the Wii U for Smash.
Yep.
Oh wow, I didn't know they did that too.
Tekken 7, Pac-Man 256, Galaga 20th, Pac-Man Bounce,
Weird.
bunch of Pac-Man stuff.
Oh, because Bandai owns
Right.
Pac-Man, yeah. So that Namco, I mean Namco.
Mario Sports Superstars, Mario Kart Arcade, Soul Calibur.
I knew that, yeah. Soul Calibur. 7, 8, whatever.
Another Galaga game.
God, I love Galaga.
Gundam Extreme. They did new Pokemon Snap, Josh.
Damn. That's crazy.
They did that shitty Kakarot game that I just played.
They did shitty Kakarot. How are they going to do Kakarot and then they're going to do Elden Ring?
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry. How?
I mean, they've got such a so Bandai Namco is
umbrella.
Yeah, they're an umbrella. So like FromSoft did Elden Ring, right?
FromSoft is the developer.
And it was just produced essentially.
So yeah, I was gonna say Bandai Namco is basically like a Rareware, where it's like still like a mother company, but then there's like small production teams as well within it.
Yeah.
Or they've got. I mean, operate, at least.
This list is absolute fire, and I'm noticing that this list does not even include 2022, so therefore it does not include Elden Ring.
Elden Ring is about to smash the charts. Let's be real.
Oh my gosh!
Right, is gonna just like get the Game Awards over with already. Fuck. I can't imagine anything coming out this year unless Zelda drops.
There's going to be some good games this year, I think.
Let's not forget that
Space Marine 2 is going to be good.
What is it?
Yeah.
Space Marine 2.
Let's not forget that Zelda did win Game of the Year when it dropped. It's so it's very possible. So it's very possible that they're not dropping it in 2022 for this reason also.
There's a litany of reasons we could go on and on why it's not dropping this year.
Carry on.
Anyway, where was I? Yes, and so this is a 4-year-old game now. Not even 4, like 3-year-old game. Played on the Switch. It's only available on the Switch. Go fuck yourself. If you don't have a Switch, you're not playing Smash. Arguably the most unique fighting game, I would say. I'm not saying that the word unique is special or like in a good or bad way, but if you're used to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and literally every arcade fighting game ever, which I grew up on, like Street Fighter in the arcade, literally, and Mortal Kombat and Rampage and all that shit. Like,
I don't even consider Smash a fighting game. It's its own
so
genre,
that brings me
and
to
it has
that
bred
point.
its own
Yeah.
genre of games.
Yeah, exactly. That brings me to that point. I would say it is a side-scrolling platformer with fighting like properties. Like it really is honestly just a side-scrolling platformer, and then your characters just have a bunch of acrobatic like moves that just happen to damage other players, and the scenario is to knock them out, basically. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's when you just say it like that, calling it a fighting game is kind of like it's really a platformer like Nintendo's good at, you know what I mean? And it just like has a lot of this kind of new shit in it. But so yeah, Smash is argued as, I'm not even going to defend it on that. Like it's argued as not being a fighting game, it being a unique fighting game, like tons of different things. But the point stands that it is a very viable like community. You know, it's definitely like a well received, competitive and well received casually as well. I would say like when you think of like what can I get to have fun with my friends, and you're a kid and you have any Nintendo console at any time in history, you're like Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Bros. You know what I mean? It's like those are the ones that like, you know, the general like Nintendo 3, like, and you know, generally speaking, usually Mario Kart and Smash even just alone. But and then so what else? What do I like about the game? Okay, so there really is a lot to like about the game. If you are a Nintendo fan, it's just amazing. I mean, like, there's just a ton of awesome fan service as far as there being like every Nintendo character. I will say, oh wait, actually, let's do the things I like about the game. Okay, I will say it's pretty easy to pick up and like kind of learn, and everyone has a different fighting style, so you can really bond with certain characters. Like for me, Bowser is my absolute best, hands down. I can destroy anyone with Bowser. I don't give a shit what you say. I can. But as soon as I pick anyone else, it's like I'm half as good. You know what I mean? So like some characters you just kind of flow with, you learn, and it feels really intuitive. So there's a lot of good shout outs throughout the history. It's like a museum to Nintendo, and Smash has really always been that to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Where this is something I respect outside of the actual core gameplay of Smash. And since Melee, especially with the trophies and like the lore, and then they started doing masterpieces. And Ultimate has a lot of lore and history in it, as far as like if you just want to learn about the games and all of these items, characters, assist trophies, fighters, whatever, everything is from, like you can do that in this massive encyclopedia in a moving museum to Nintendo. It's really fucking cool. Like if you put it like that, Smash has a lot going for it as far as like just like being a walking history of Nintendo and other companies as well. Like Sonic's in there and like, you know, Solid Snake and shit. So it's really cool to see who can get into this game. But that brings me to things I don't like about the game is there's a bunch of fucking idiots in this game now. So now we paid for our DLC. We spent a good I actually didn't get the last pack, but I think we've spent $60 to $80 in DLC if you got all of it. If you got all of like the me packs and all the other auxiliary shit that was randomly dropped sometimes, I could see you having paid $200 for all the DLC for Smash Bros. Over the course of 3.3 years. So 3 years and a quarter. And so there's just a lot that the core of this game you're given is so pure and great. And then you're offered an augmentation, and the augmentation is there even if you don't accept it actually. So if you're playing online, then all of the DLC is there for other people to use against you. And they're not necessarily all balanced. And I'm not just going to fight that as like I'm not just gonna, this isn't like a fight against is DLC balanced or not, but like a lot of it DLC character wise is very enticing. And like for me, Banjo-Kazooie is the only DLC character that stands out. That's like a real game character. And when they made that, I was like, oh my God, I'm buying that. I did that. And I was like, this is amazing. This is a real game character being put in. Then we have 10 anime characters being put in that can one-shot you with some dragon arm from across the stage. And I'm just like, what is Smash anymore? And it becomes like so much more degraded, I feel like. And the online community becomes more degraded because it's more abusable characters. And so now the online is much more toxic, and it becomes a much more toxic community in general. So in my experience, the thing I did not like about the game is basically like characters can be abused now, and you'll get like fucking ganged up on by like Ness and Lucas, who seemingly are fair characters, and you just get like set on fire 100 times in a row until you just kill yourself. And you're just like, why do people play the game like this? And I guess that's just the nature of the game. You know what I mean? So you just have to brace yourself for this kind of thing. I will say in the last Smash, there was like taunting and stuff, and we could like write things to each other. And me and my buddy had a list of horrible and nice things to say to people, more like counters, because we knew what people would say to us. And we'd be like, yeah, well, you know what I mean? Like for each character, like something like Charbage for Charizard. We had like funny, stupid ones. we never went that hard, but we had like a lot of taunts that were semi-mean. And then, you know, some nice ones that were like, nicely done, good job, add me as a friend, stuff like that. That was fun. But now it's like, I don't know. It's less like that, so it just feels a little more like cut and dry. But I will say in the 1v1 environment, it's a little more healthy. There's less like shenanigans and bullshit when it's like not on a crowded stage. Like the multiplayer is not really like graded like it used to be. There used to be like for glory. And this was great. This was so great. I can't express like it was, what was it? 2 minutes and 2 lives. And that was it. And you were on a final D board with no items. And that was the rules. Like everyone got the exact same rules. And I was like, this is great. And to this day, you can still set the rules like that. But if you set the rules like that, like I do, not everyone else sets the rules like that. And so you're still doing like item matches half the time. And so like the matchmaking is really not there. And this game is 3 years old. Like I should be able to play a 1-player game and fight someone in a 1-player game, like 2 minutes on the clock on a final destination board. And I should have no issue with that. Like, why can't I do that? That's really fucking stupid. I've done 1-player games and ended up in a 4-player game before. I'm like, what the actual fuck, Nintendo? Like, what the fuck? This
that's not good.
It's not good. It's just like a suggestion. You're, you know what I mean? You're like, whatever you have there. I'm like, 2 minutes, 2 lives, no items. And sometimes I'll have items. I'm like, why is that though? Why would I possibly matchmake with one of the millions of people? You know what I'm saying? Like, so as far as everyone's complaints about Nintendo and their online, I really play a lot of Nintendo games, as you can hear. And I play a lot of the online aspects too. And, you know, Mario Golf, tennis, like all these other ones are really not that bad. Even kart is really good. I was just playing the new kart levels this week. I forgot to mention that. I did do that. I played the new kart DLC. That was free for me because I have an N64 thing subscription, and those levels were actually really amazing. And the online is really smooth, and I find the matchmaking to be really fair and good, and it ranks you nicely. But in Smash, I'm just like, it's just not there. This is the game that kind of like brings down the look of the Nintendo online world, and it has since its origin. Like, and Mario Kart Online was not that great before, but it was doable. But Smash has really just been like, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying not to rag on it too hard, but it's something I don't like about the game, and it's a glaring, you know, faults to the game. The gameplay about the game, the story, there is somewhat of a story. There's enough of a story to hold together. It's enough for a fighting game, and I would say it passes. There's no like need to even mention it really. Was it engaging? No, you know, it's just whatever. How was the game? How was the gameplay? The gameplay. So they did something 2 games ago in Brawl. 2 games ago. In Smash Brawl, there was the Subspace Emissary, which was literally an adventure that you could have co-op with a friend and like run through like areas, you know, of stuff. And that was amazing. And that was like a real way to like turn this game into like an adventure game. In this game, they have an adventure mode, but it's really just like areas you go to on a gigantic overladen with quests map. And it feels less like, you know, I don't know. There used to be like events you could do, and now it's just like hundreds of these things. And I'm like, okay, they kind of taken away the personality of it a little bit. So the main story is actually like the story mode is like really not that enticing. Like the whole aspect of this is basically co-op or online. Really,
Dude,
like really not. Or classic mode is really fun actually too. I do like classic mode.
I played through most of that campaign.
Yeah,
it is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
So many levels.
And again, I played through most of it too, and I'm a huge Smash fan, and I put 600 hours into this one just playing online with my friends, and I still haven't completed the first person mode, the first player mode, or beating it on classic with everyone. There's so many characters. It's just like, what's the fucking point?
Right.
How was the art? Actually amazing. It looks really fucking good. It makes a lot of these old characters look amazing. So like, I'm gonna say it's one of Nintendo's better looking games. They really care about how it looks because it's constantly being played online. So I'd say it's up there. It looks as good as Mario Kart does. It's really nice. I don't see it on here. Oh, here. I will mention the music is phenomenal. The music is the best part. Yes, the music is the best part of the entire game, I will say, because of how nostalgic and far into the past it reaches. And liberties it's willing to take with some songs that you would like. If you hear a remaster of it, it just like brings a tear to your eye. You're like, no way they remastered that song from Zelda 2, like, or some random shit like that. You know what I mean? Like some game that you're so grateful is just has a shout out. And like they do that kind of stuff in this game. There's thousands of that in this game. Like it's really awesome for that.
When we were talking about the console generations a few weeks ago, and we were talking about the PlayStation 1 era, and how I used to rip soundtracks. I ripped Rob Zombie records out of Twisted Metal CDs. That was the one thing that I really wished they did for Super Smash Brothers, and they did for Melee.
So for Melee, they gave you a dude. You know how many years I had that in my car?
Dude, like, I still have it in my car.
I have it over here somewhere, but I think it's too scratched up to play.
Oh, I see. I just popped mine on my iPod.
I love that. I would always start the morning off with Brinstar, and like it segues right into F-Zero, and I was like, such a good way to get me. F-Zero always got me pumped so good.
F-Zero before a test, man. Gotta listen to Mute City.
Dude, that was awesome. Nintendo does this kind of shit all the time. They literally, so what we're talking about is in Nintendo Power, which everyone was a subscriber to at the time. They literally dropped an orchestrated soundtrack from Smash Bros. For free for the subscribers in the issue. So it's really amazing. They were notoriously ransacked in the stores. So like every time I saw that issue in the store, I would like bend it real quick. I'm like, of course not. It's gone. Like someone would take them out. But okay, where were we? Yes, the sound design also is really good. It's punching and shit, and it's perfectly spot on. You hear really cool character voices, and again, it's nostalgic as fuck. The game is infinitely long. It takes you as long as until you get bored, and then you pick it up later. It's definitely a Nintendo game that I do pick up later. So it and Mario Kart are the ones that like I for sure play again. You know what I mean? Like I haven't really picked up Mario Golf in a while or Party, but like I definitely play Mario Kart and Mario and Smash Bros very often, like just randomly. This is will I play a sequel? This is of course a game that I will be getting more of just because it's like one per console generation, and I feel like it's kind of a why not for Nintendo because they usually at least make it really enjoyable to play with your friends. The game is pretty difficult actually for story because I will say if you're going as hard as possible, okay, no, not really then. Okay, there's a lot of easy shit in this game, but you can make it very difficult. I will say like the hardest computer is actually pretty hard. And then here we go. So let's just go over it again real quick. There was a lot. I'm going to give it the total impression right now. There was definitely a lot of negatives and positives with this game. The positives are basically that it's like the most nostalgic joyride Nintendo has ever offered. The online exists and it's really fun if it works for you. And the negatives are and it's really fun to play with your friends. And the negatives are it's a toxic ass community. It's inundated with updates that are just overladening the game with things you don't need in it. It doesn't look like Nintendo wants to fix a lot of the issues with it either. So it's kind of making the game stale for a lot of people that just want to jump in and play like every once in a while. That being said, the appeal is there. This is definitely a buy, in my opinion. It's definitely not for everyone because it is a fighting game. Although there are other things to do.
It's not for me.
You're going to be spending most of your time punching the shit out of people. I'm going to be totally honest on this review. So with everything and for as long as this game has been out, taken into consideration, I'm going to give my overall impression. I got to be honest. I'm going to give an 8.4 Smash Ultimate. Yeah. I think it's really a really good game. I think it is. It's definitely in the above 8 because it is a Nintendo game and it is polished hard. But I just feel like there is a lot holding it back from being fair and balanced. Like currently, especially like maybe when this game launched, I would probably have given it a 9, honestly. But I think that it has just kind of fallen back a little. I think that calling it Ultimate is a little unfair because I think that the Wii U version was more fun. There was more side shit to do. It was such a better co-op experience, like Smash Tour and all that. And I loved Brawl. Brawl was so good for co-op. That was the first like the one after Melee. They really had to impress with the co-op. So Ultimate, it just feels like Nintendo kind of does that, like make a modernized version of their franchise. And they might have slightly missed the mark on this, but there's hope. There's hope for Smash in the future. Next Switch, we'll get another Smash. So
that puts it 8.4 puts it above Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for you?
Yes, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Below Pokemon Sword Shield Crown Tundra.
I would agree with that, actually. Yes. I would say that I had a more fun adventure experience on Sword and Shield. Like I enjoyed like playing that without the online, and the online wasn't horrifyingly frustrating either. So that's another Nintendo game that the online was actually pretty decent for, at least for the time, until the meta got broken in half. So, but that being said, I still do play Smash to this day. So yeah, it's really up there for me, but it's just not my favorite Smash. Smash as a series, I'd probably give like a 9.5, but this particular one is definitely not there for me fully.
Cool.
And then, yes, let's move on to our topics now.
Boom.
People killing each other in the background.
I don't know. All right. Well, so this week
like,
we're